Good morning. Uh-oh. Welcome to the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship on this most very special all-ages service. I'm so delighted to see all those little ones over there playing and drawing and being here with us. I am the Reverend Lydia Ferrante-Roseberry. Even that makes me cry. And, and I have been deeply... So, we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled programming and do our welcome words. So, as I say the welcome words today, I invite you to just quietly look around the congregation, and if you're on Zoom, look around in gallery mode, and remember that you are this congregation. And I'm going to invite us to say the response words together. You are welcome here. So when we get to that part, I will tell you it's your turn to speak. You are all welcome here today. In all the beauty of languages, cultures, skin tones, shapes and sizes, gifts and challenges that come together in your uniqueness. You are welcome here. In all the ways that you experience and express gender, you in the beauty that is who you love and how you love, you are welcome here. With all of the traditions that inform your spiritual life, you are welcome here. Now, no matter how long you are away, nor how soon until you return, you are welcome here. And whether you come with laughter in your heart or with tears, you are welcome here. You are invited to join us with a curious mind, a loving heart, and a willing spirit. You are welcome here. In this congregation, we acknowledge that the land surrounding us is the unceded territory of the Arapaho people, and that many native peoples roamed freely on this land for millennia before the arrival of white settlers. And we commit ourselves to being a center for spiritual exploration and justice making. It's a 3-bowl morning, I see. Please do say the words along with me as Mary lights our fellowship chalice. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action. And now I will sing our bowl one last time and invite you to just listen till you can't hear the sound of the bowl anymore. And then we'll pause for some moments of as silent as we can get, and just to kind of more fully arrive here.
So we have a slightly smaller, no, this is all of us, good.
Our opening words this morning are a poem by the Reverend Manish Misha Marzetti entitled Nothing is Static. The ground shifts, sometimes slowly, sometimes like an earthquake, reminding us that the solidity we often love and seek is an illusion.
The crumbling dust of the desert plains, the more
Sometimes they are completely random. Most days, if you asked me what I had for breakfast, there is a high probability I would not remember. But if you happen to need to know the 20-word refrain of a random song from an obscure Disney movie that I haven't seen since I was 10 years old, I'm on it. And sometimes, memories are not actual moments, but feelings and associations. When the smell of cinnamon bread instantly transports you to your grandmother's kitchen. Or how whenever I see a white butterfly, I feel the presence of my late father. I suspect in the future, whenever I hear the word liminal, an image of Reverend Lydia is going to pop up in my memory. Friends, I feel the sands of this community shifting beneath our feet. I can see the turn in the river ahead, and I don't know what lies ahead. I share in many of the vast emotions running through us as we take this next step in our journey. And I have no doubt that our collective brains will pluck out innumerous memories of beautiful moments shared between ourselves, this fellowship, and Reverend Lydia over the last 16 years of her ministry. So today is an opportunity to hold and cherish those memories, and a chance to release our covenant with Reverend Lydia. A chance to remember that there is an unbreakable, invisible string that holds us together even when we are apart. A chance to love and share. And so I'll share with you those 20 words of a random song from an obscure Disney movie, because they've been stuck in my head for the last month. Goodbye may seem forever, farewell is like the end, but in my heart some memory, and there you'll always be.
Hello, friends. Friends down there, if you look at Miss Ari, there's a book that they're holding that I have here as well. It's called The Invisible String by Patrice Karst.
It is a joy to get to sing together, and we'll join in singing number 347 in the gray hymnal, Gather the Spirit. I'll invite you to rise in body or in spirit. Don't be surprised if singing starts to move some things that you may be feeling inside. That's one of singing's superpowers, especially in a group. As a trauma researcher, I can't help but say, I promise that you are strong enough to feel everything that you are feeling. If you start to feel overcome by your tears, take a big breath and look around at the invisible threads. Gather the Spirit, harvest of power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun, winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again.
Well, I'm a little surprised, or so surprised, that so many of you are back for more after yesterday's celebration, so it's a delight to see you there. It was quite a day for me. Medieval philosopher and mystic Meister Eckhart famously wrote, "If the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it will be enough." Yesterday, and in fact this whole month, has been a whole lot of thank yous from so many of you. I have felt so blessed and honored and a little overwhelmed by your words. And I hope I've adequately expressed my gratitude to you during both our individual connections and our public gatherings. Arriving home last night, I texted some of my dear colleagues, told them about the day, and some of them were actually here for my installation in 2008, so it was delightful to see that. I called yesterday a love fest and shared my overwhelm about so much of it being focused on me. My dear friend, the Reverend Carolyn Paterno, wrote this back. "It is about you, Lydia." And, she said, good friend, and the powerful ministry all of you brought to this wonderful congregation. You created each other. That fits better for me because you've created me as well. I know I brought a lot to this congregation, and I know that we created this powerful ministry together. Through many visible and invisible acts, we have deeply impacted each other's lives and the lives in the world outside of this congregation. Thank you. So I offer you a gift today to recognize the giving and receiving that is palpable in this congregation and moves like a web through us, and only sometimes like a tangled ball of yarn through us. As I was thinking about my departure, I considered all the ways that I could let you know individually how much you've meant to me. Those I've known for 16 years or 10 years or 5. Those I've only known for a few weeks, as well as those brave souls who happen to just come in today. Because when we join here together, we become the congregation. Each and every time we remake the congregation. Each and every Sunday, you will remake, recreate the congregation, the beloved community that we seek to be. So I thought, as I was thinking about this, I figured a personal letter to each of you wouldn't work, as we are this ever-changing congregation. And honestly, it's a lot of words, and I'm getting tired of words myself. So a few months ago, as this was kind of pondering in the back of my head, an idea popped up. It surprised me because it was out of character and definitely out of my wheelhouse and my comfort zone. Kind of like a lot of the ideas and propositions I've thrown at many of you over the years. This idea would not let me go. So I created a little space in my house for my idea, watched exactly one YouTube how-to video, bought some supplies, and allowed myself to see what would happen. And it flowed. It joyfully flowed like a meditation, a spiritual practice, a love offering. I kept saying to myself, this is so fun. And my husband was delighted to sit next to me reading his book and feel my radiant joy. So before you on these tables are about 300 painted rocks. As I was creating them, your faces popped up into my head, and I wondered which one would appeal to whom. Each of these rocks is very imperfect. I'd like to hope that you experience them as like perfectly imperfect. Some of them came out goofy, some of them are quite tender, I hope, some strong, and all of them have blemishes. Like me, and like you. And I offer them just the same. But you need to know that most nights when I was doing this, I had a moment or more of fighting with myself and mumbling to my husband about my inner fights. Because I thought about all the incredible works of art that people in this congregation create. The incredible woodworking, the pottery, the photography, the quilting, the baking, the weaving, the painted eggs, the mosaics, the knitting and the crocheting, all these masterful, beautiful pieces that come out of your hands. I've been in awe all these years of what gets created here. And I've so appreciated the attention to detail that goes into these works of art and so many things that we do around here. An attention to detail that my own hands and often my own mind don't possess. Which may be why we've been a very good pair for 16 years, maybe matching each other. And I wondered, as I thought about all this, how I could offer my silly little painted rocks. One night I was brought back to that moment in 2007, right after I accepted my call to this congregation. I learned that Boulder County had the highest percentage of PhDs in the nation. I know. But somehow I kept showing up on Sundays and speaking and preaching to you, to this very intellectually accomplished group as well. So with the same energy inside of me, the same kind of tug of war, I kept painting my offbeat, colorful rocks that I hope will bring a smile to your faces. I also hope you as well will pay attention to those little ideas in your head that will not let you go, pushing aside the thoughts that would get in your way, that would tell you that you're not good enough or that this isn't your thing. And give yourself permission to try something new, especially in these years in the congregation of so much change that you will be embarking on. Try something new that just might bring in a little more love, some more smiles, and meaning into your own and someone else's life as a way of saying thank you for all of the gifts of this incredible life that we get to create together. May it be so.
I have some directions for you. So as we mentioned at the beginning of the service, we're getting to the time where we're going to build that word cloud together for Reverend Lydia. So we invite you to follow the instructions that you may see on the screen. Take a look now, because that's going to get replaced with the word cloud in a few moments. And after you've come and received your gift and signed our photo, we're going to invite you to type in and submit your one-word answer to this question. What one word would you like to gift to Reverend Lydia? Now, I know one word is a little hard. If you'd like to answer more than once, that's fine. But just please enter one word at a time, pressing submit between each one-word answer. And again, if you can't enter on your own device, you can ask a neighbor for help. You can raise your hand. A hospitality team can help you get a paper and pencil. Or after you walk through, you can pick up paper and pencil in the back. Get those to the AV desk, and they can help enter them into the word cloud. Your answers will slowly grow the cloud on our screen, and we can all share in those beautiful words together. And it's okay to submit a word that you might already see. That's what makes the word cloud grow. So just enter what's on your heart and what you would like to gift to Lydia. Now, more directions. The flow of traffic. There's a lot of us in here. So we're going to ask that when you're ready to come up the outside aisles. So come forward on either side of the sanctuary. You'll get to look at and choose the painted rock that speaks to you. Once you've chosen your rock, you're going to come towards the center table where there's a beautiful framed photo and room for you to sign your name, if you choose, for this photo of the chalice that we're going to gift to Lydia. And today actually happens to be National Hug Day. It's so appropriate. So if you'd like, you can take a moment after signing the photo to offer Lydia a hug or a bow or a handshake, whatever feels right to you. And then when you're finished, you'll go back down the center aisle before you return to your seat. That'll help everything kind of flow. And our friends on Zoom, hopefully we're good there. We're going to be spotlighting Scott Yeoman's video as he walks through the process, so you can experience the moment as well virtually with us. And for Zoomies or anyone who isn't here in person today, you'll have a chance to come to the fellowship later in the week and pick up a painted rock and sign the photo until the end of the month. Let us begin. everyone. Just a reminder, there's more coming. So after we've all had our turn here, find your seats. If you wandered out to the hall, come on back in. If you've already eaten cake, that's fine. Come on back in. We have more to celebrate and enjoy today.
Goodness, goodness. Goodness, goodness. Thank you. I'll just keep saying that. The only word you ever say is thank you. Keep saying it. And this is a time in the service where we take this love and we offer it outward. So it's a time when we remind ourselves of the abundance of our lives, and each week we give half of our plate away to organizations that share our values. And I was asked to pick the group for this week, so I felt really honored about that, and I picked Together Colorado. I'm now on the board of Together Colorado, and it's an organization whose mission really speaks to my soul. You're probably familiar with them, or at least the name. We've been affiliated with them for about 15 years. And you might have read emails about legislative victories and affordable housing, healthcare, immigration, alternatives to incarceration. You might have even attended a public meeting that you were invited to. But unless you've really been involved directly, you may not know how this faith-based organizing model shapes and transforms lives. And it speaks to the core of my work as a minister and previous to that as a community organizer, and that bringing people, helping people develop their own voice to speak to their own concerns, to create change is deeply transformative. And that's what they do. And so I invite you to text your donation at the number on the screen. If you're at the fellowship, you can place it in the bowls as they come around in the offering plate. And please do give generously to Together Colorado, an organization that is very much in my heart, and I hope yours as well.
Last weekend, Aaron and I had the opportunity to make some music for Reverend Lydia's last play shop, which was just a whole lot of fun, a lot of just improvised movement and, well, mainly movement and sound. And so we had a great time doing that, and we wanted to do it again. And we wanted to share it with you and offer it as, I guess for me personally, kind of a thank you to Reverend Lydia. This sort of improvisatory thing that we're doing does not come very naturally or comfortably to me sometimes. So it's just kind of the course of working with her. There's been a lightening up kind of that has grown in me, and letting go of that whole idea of the perfect offering, that, just making an offering is what's important. If it's perfect or not, meh, that doesn't matter so much. So we're just going to see what comes out.
Thank you. For the generosity and the work of this fellowship and for the work of Together Colorado, I dedicate these offerings.
And now we sing, from you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. We've now reached the point in our service where we will release the covenant with Reverend Lydia. After that, we'll have a chance to bless her with our love and gifts and music before she leaves the sanctuary. But don't worry, even though she will leave before we do, she will still be in the fellowship hall to celebrate with us one more time. I'd now like to invite our board president, Janet Meyer, to lead us in this ritual.
You go over there. There we go.
Well, first, a gift. The giving and the receiving is so important in this moment. You've given so much. It's hard to imagine what we could give you that would be appropriate. So this is a token. This is a gift from the congregation, and you can open it. This is like one of those TV presents.
There we go. Wow. That's gorgeous. Oh my God. Wow.
You know, hold it up for the congregation. You want to turn it around so folks can see. This is a chalice. It was made from a burl of a particular kind of tree. Anyway, thank you so much. Carrying your light forward. I hope you'll think of us always.
Thank you. It's so beautiful.
So you can leave this here. I invite you to light your chalice at this time, and it can be burning here while we do the releasing of the covenant. Okay?
Light it from up there?
Light it from up there.
Okay.
Reverend Lydia is lighting her chalice from ours, because now our flames begin to separate. In Unitarian Universalism, a minister is not assigned to a church from on high, but enters freely and directly into a covenant with the faith community. That covenant lies wholly between the people of the congregation and the minister. When this congregation installed Reverend Lydia in March of 2008, Dave Leonard, who was the head of the search committee at the time, reminded us that no right is more precious to a free congregation than that of choosing its own minister. So it is fitting that both the act of installation and the act of releasing the covenant be performed by members of the congregation. In this way, we give testament to our freedom and heritage and congregational polity. At the time of her installation, we were full of hope. Take a moment and listen to the words we said at the beginning and reflect on how we've honored the covenant we made with one another. We asked Lydia to understand and respect the importance of this religious community in our lives and help it unfold into forms new and beautiful. We asked Lydia to honor the trust we placed in her as pastor and spiritual leader. We asked Lydia to offer us her authenticity in word and deed, her faith and humor, her insight and love. We asked Lydia to minister with us as we move to a new, abundant chapter in our fellowship's proud history. We asked Lydia to challenge us lovingly, to help us remember and honor our Unitarian Universalist heritage, as well as our bonds with our sister congregations. We asked Lydia to strengthen our intergenerational community with humor and play. We asked Lydia to teach us to minister to one another. We asked Lydia to guide us into greater religious depth, to help us to be grounded in lived theologies that move us to act with compassionate strength in the larger community as individuals, family, and as a people of faith. In turn, we pledge to remember that the work of fellowship belongs to us all. Wow. Well done. It is clear that we have cherished Reverend Lydia's time with us. Over the past few months, we have had many opportunities to reflect on and share our appreciation for her leadership and all the ways she has fulfilled the charge we gave her so many years ago. She has walked with us through our deepest sorrows and our greatest joys, through births and deaths and transitions in between. She has guided us as we strove to become a center for spiritual exploration and justice-making, consoled and counseled us through times of personal difficulties, and led us in building a new space and a strong congregation. So now, the end of our time together has come. Just as we once came together freely, now Reverend Lydia has freely chosen to leave, which is her precious right. Indeed, when we made our commitments to one another, she promised, quote, to lead a balanced life and to remember that I am an individual and a religious being, a mother, partner, daughter, sister, friend, and colleague, as well as a minister. One could argue that her leaving now is part of her fulfilling that promise. Today, just as it was in the beginning, we mark this change with ritual. This time, the ritual is tinged with sadness, of course, but still full of hope for her future and for ours. Will the congregation please rise in body or spirit and read your parts projected on the screen or in the Zoom chat as we release the covenant that has bound us together. This is an ending and a beginning for us all.
With great gratitude and love for our time together, I give back to you the ministry to which you have called me. I take with me all the love, all the memories, and all the ways we have walked together in this path of bringing love and reason to life and building a just and compassionate world. For 16 years, you have offered me your free pulpit and the freedom of creativity in worship, gifts for which I am very grateful. I hereby return the ministry of worship to your able hands. Use it to both console and challenge, to bring laughter and tears. Use this space to build the beloved community.
We thank you for your service in our pulpit. We accept its power of freedom for ourselves and release you from your service as worship leader.
For 16 years, you have welcomed me into the transitional moments of your lives, moments of both sorrow and crisis, as well as moments of great joy. It has been my privilege to care for you in times of great need. I now return the ministry of pastoral care to your hands. Use it to offer your love to those in need, remembering the many ways that need presents itself. Use the pastoral care ministry of this congregation to build the beloved community.
We thank you for the pastoral care you have offered us. We accept its power of compassion for ourselves and release you from your role as pastoral caregiver.
From my first days with you, you have asked me to lead you in works of justice and compassion, inspiring us to build a more just and compassionate world. I return the prophetic ministry to your hands. Use it to boldly proclaim our shared UU values and to take risks on behalf of those lives that are at risk each and every day. Use the prophetic ministry to build the beloved community.
We thank you for your prophetic voice. We accept it for ourselves and release you from your service as our leader for peace and justice.
Since my arrival, you have asked me to serve as administrator and professional leader of this congregation. Today, I return the administration of this congregation to you and the fellowship's very capable staff. Use your skills in management and administration to create an easy path for all to engage in this ministry and these values that you hold. Use the administrative tasks to build the beloved community.
We thank you for your professional leadership. We accept its power of vision and knowledge and release you from your call as our professional leader.
With gratitude, I release you from our covenant with one another. Go your way with love, reason, justice, and compassion as your guides.
With love and gratitude, we, the members of the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, do hereby release you, Reverend Lydia Ferrante-Roseberry, from the covenant that you made with us as our minister. We made it.
We made it.
That's right. Kitty, this is the part where we go off script.
I can tell. Okay.
Lydia, from child dedications to bridging ceremonies, you have blessed a whole cycle of religious education children in this congregation.
Including yours.
And mine. And Mary's the same day.
Sweet.
I see young adults here today who are dedicated and blessed by you, or bridged. And also many parents and children whose lives you've touched in the way that you've touched all of our lives. Like the invisible string that connects from friend to friend, these blessings expand exponentially. As you have reminded each of us how precious we are, and all of the ways we can love in this world, we carry those words in our minds, in our hearts. We carry them on our lips, and we carry them in our hands, doing just work in this world. Today, the children of our congregation will mirror this blessing back to you. We will bless you, Lydia. We bless you as you have blessed us and our children, using the living water from this congregation gathered during our annual water ceremony. These waters symbolize our collective community and our ever-flowing, never-ceasing shared call to compassion, curiosity, and justice. Each of the children will dip not a bud, but a fully bloomed rose into this water, a symbol of the continuing beauty and possibilities. So if you'll come this way.
Where do you want me to be?
You could come right over here and then you're right into the center. Thank you. And say, I bless you, Lydia.
Oh, got it. Thank you. Thank you, Josie.
Touch your hands with the hands and say, I bless you.
I bless you, Lydia.
Thank you, Penny.
Bless you, Lydia.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you, Logan.
Yes, the part, yeah. Gently is fine. And you can touch your hands gently with it. And say, I bless you.
I bless you, Lydia.
Thank you.
Children.
Thank you.
Touch it against her hands and say, I bless you, Lydia. On her hands. Touch her hands
Right,
and
touch
say,
my
I bless you, Lydia.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
In here. Say, I bless you, Lydia. And then put it in here.
I can do that. Thank you. Thank you.
Let me know where the keys are.
Thank you, Sammy.
Where the keys are. Sorry.
Thank you, Blaze. So can you get that in there?
Lemons are also just like you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Say, I bless you.
Thank you.
Put it in here. And then we're going to stand over here, okay? Sorry.
What a blessing.
Lydia, we all bless you. And we have one last gift for you before we send you on your way. And we hope you will take these blessings and carry them in your heart until we meet again.
Through the struggles and the falls on your way, just remember
Wow. Oh my goodness. Which way?
Children,
Hello? All right, we are really almost for real now, nearing the end of our service. So Lydia, just wait one more second
One
here.
more second, okay.
We have one final song that we'd like to sing for you,
Thank you.
and we'd ask your help in joining in. The lyrics will be up on the screen again. And as Lydia walks out of the sanctuary for the last time, we are going to send her off. We're going to build a bridge for her.
Oh.
So we're gonna, yes, just like that.
Just
You
like
might want to do it, not do it quite yet. You'll be standing there for a little while. So when Lydia starts to walk, form your bridge, and if everybody else, while you're singing, of course, you can imagine your invisible strings of love supporting the bridge, your connection with Lydia. So we're going to sing one more song, and then our service is over. Not quite over, but close.
And here we are, still together, holding tight to those invisible strings and to each other, but prepared to take our next steps onto ever-shifting sands, knowing our foundations are strong, and perhaps holding our chalice extinguishing words a little dearer to our hearts. So say them along with me as Ari extinguishes the chalice in theory. We extinguish this chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, or the energy of action. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. And before we leave to finish our goodbye with Lydia in the fellowship hall with cake, I invite you to hold on to one another one more time. Link arms, hold hands, hug yourself, whatever you need in this moment. And I leave you with this short poem by Lucille Clifton titled Blessing the Boats. May the tide that is entering even now the lip of our understanding carry you out beyond the face of fear. May you kiss the wind, then turn from it, knowing that it will love your back. May you open your eyes to water, water waving forever. And may you, in your innocence, sail through this to that. Blessed be.